Hello, everybody. It's Dave, and hope you guys are having a fantastic day today. Here live with Brian Spangler from the Revv system, and we'll be introducing him in just a couple minutes. We're going to give everybody a chance to kind of log on and get live with us here. So let's make sure we are live. Let me just go double check, make sure we're up and going. We should be, but just want to double check before we get any further in this thing. Where are we? Let's see. Hold on, guys. Oh, this is always fun. Technology is so fun. It's still not coming up for a second. Hi, folks. If you are on live and watching this, drop in the comments, if you would, for me, that you're on and you can hear us and see us. And for whatever reason, I'm not seeing it in Rise Up. Why am I not seeing it? Let's see if I've got should be in here. Let me see where we're at here. You guys hear us here all right? Looks like people are hearing us, so that's good. Oh, we are live in there. Okay, we're good. We're good. All right. Just want to make sure we're live. All right. So hope you guys are having a great day. Welcome. And let's welcome Mr. Brian Spangler from the Revv system here. So Brian, you want to tell us a little bit about yourself real quick?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, thanks for having me on. I really appreciate it. And yeah, kind of just background, man. Been in software development for a long time. Gosh, over probably 15 years at least. Met my business partner. Actually, kind of a crazy story. I used to work at a nutritional network marketing company back in like 2002, I think. And he was a developer in that company, and that's where we met. And so we've known each other for 17 years and worked on numerous projects. And, we came together and, we wanted to, put together a software together and to help people out. The thing's really just evolving, into a really powerful software that, we're really, really proud of. And so we're happy and honored to be able to work with you guys here at our network. So
super excited to have you on. That's cool that you guys met each other at a network marketing company. I mean, so I think a lot of these things start up anyway, as they meet each other at different companies, and
right.
And here you are today. So yeah, I'm very impressed by this system, you guys. So far from what I've seen, how it's working, got some great feedback from people. One of the key components, I think, to success in direct sales or in network marketing is a system, having something that you can plug into that it's almost done for you system.
Yep.
And you guys have done a phenomenal job at putting this together. So I wanted to bring Brian here live and just do a conversation about the Revv system, because we're seeing some people having some pretty good success with it. And on top of that, there's been some new releases lately of some of the technology that these guys have built that is just incredible. And I've never seen this before. And for the price, this is something that people would pay thousands of dollars to do on their own. And so I think, Brian, what you guys have done is phenomenal. So as we get started here, you guys, if you're listening here live, drop in the comments. If you're watching live, and make sure you drop in the comments where you're listening from. We always want to know that. And as we get into this, once we get through this, we'll open it up for some Q&A, and then we'll answer those questions and do the best we can to answer some questions. So let's get started. So first of all, explain a little bit about what is the Revv system, what actually comes in it, and then we're going to break it down a little bit by component.
Sure. So the Revv system really is it's a marketing tool set, is really what it is. There's a lot of different automation pieces to it, but it gives the individual marketer, the individual rep, the tool set to go out and market their business. One of the very things that really set with me when I started developing stuff and these softwares and marketing is, being able to build a list of people And because if you have a list of people, you can follow up with them. And in sales, follow up is everything. It's everything.
Well, isn't that the truth?
And so, with the Revv system, it gives you the ability to go out and market your business in multiple different ways. So, you have the separate capture, a couple different capture pages right now. We're going to be adding more as we continue to move forward. And also with the keyword, that keyword is so powerful, because it's instant access. Instant.
So hold on with that just for a second, Brian.
Okay.
Explain a little bit more in detail, like for those that maybe are listening that's never understood the keyword or explain that and why you have a keyword and how that all works.
Sure. So the way we set up the system, so normally when you have a software or a system, you have like a username on that platform, right? And so we called that username your keyword. Okay. And when we built the keyword platform with the texting stuff, the texting platform, we kind of went over and above on it. And so what the keyword allows you to do is it allows you to be able to tell somebody, hey, just text my keyword to this phone number. And as soon as they do, they'll get an instant reply with a presentation of what you're talking about with the business opportunity.
That's awesome.
Right. And so it captures that prospect's phone number that they're texting in from. So now, because now you can follow up with them automatically. Right. So we set up a follow-up drip campaign. So as soon as they text in that keyword, bam, we capture that name, or we capture the phone number because that's the only thing we have. But we set it up on an automated series of follow-ups and then notify you instantly saying, hey, you got a new person right now that is looking at your presentation. So you could actually pick up your phone and call them and they could still be watching the presentation.
That's awesome. Wow, that's incredible, you guys. I mean, think about how powerful that is from a network marketing standpoint, right? I mean, how many of us have actually sent a video or sent a presentation off somebody and you don't know if they've looked at it? If they don't answer their phone, for the first go around, at least what you're saying, Brian, is that this is opting them into a drip system now where you're dripping messages to them to influence them to take the next step.
That's correct.
It's freaking incredible. I mean, I've done ClickFunnels. I've done all these different types of other systems that are pretty dang expensive. I mean, I spent probably $299 a month. That's $299 a month for a funnel system that did absolutely nothing for me because I'm pretty tech savvy, but I'm not that tech savvy. So how does this system work for somebody who might not be as techy? Right? How does this work for them?
Well, that's the beautiful part about the Revv system is that it's already done for you. You don't have to know how to do. You don't have to build a capture page. You don't have to know how to, set up an autoresponder. You don't have to know how to do graphics to design your headers and your footers on your emails. You don't have to be an ad copywriter to write all your emails and then set all of that stuff up and integrate it together so that it all works cohesively. You just sign up for the system, go through like 4 setup steps, and everything is already done. And then you just go out and market your website. That's it.
Honestly, guys, so I've spent probably the last 3 or 4 years trying to learn how to do social media, learning how to, do funnels, learning how to build I built websites and capture pages and, on some cheap, replicate, it's something that you just build. What do you call them? Wix. It's like a Wix site, and they're okay, but it's not, if you don't know what you're doing, like the average person can't do that.
Right.
It just doesn't work. So what you guys have done is you've created a system that somebody can literally plug into. And by the way, you guys, it's all put through compliance. So every bit of this is compliant with what our network is doing. Just so you guys are aware of that. We want you to be 100% aware that this is compliant. And I work closely with Brian, and I love that we have our relationship that we do because every single thing, he will not do anything without running it through me or through corporate.
Right.
And not just me, but through compliance and through, I mean, I love that. So thank you for that, Brian, because that, to me, that shows who you are. That shows who you guys are, and that's what you're concerned about. And I remember having a conversation with you. You're like, you can't just upload leads into this, Dave. Like, we want these people to opt in. Like, we don't want to break any laws, any rules. Talk a little bit about that. So share a little bit more about that side of the system.
So the opt-in portion, because I've had a lot of folks ask me about that. And so there's a couple different ways to do opt-in. So you can do a single opt-in or a double opt-in. Single opt-in is when someone just fills out a form and then you just start mailing them information, and that's it, you know. And there's issues with that. And so we always do a double opt-in. So when someone opts into the capture page, the system will send them a confirmation email, and they have to click. So they have to go to their email address and verify that their email address is correct before our system will start sending them any emails. And we did that for a number of reasons, but the biggest one is deliverability. Because if we only do single opt-ins, you can increase your spam rating with different agencies that are out there, and they can block your IP addresses. And so then it hurts the system, and we can't get emails out for everybody that's using it. And so by using a double opt-in, we know that every single person that we're sending emails to is a real live person. And so that way, you know, everyone that's in your system is real as well. Okay, so you know you're talking to real people that are double requesting that information. So
that's awesome. You guys, that's super powerful. What he just said about just something to add to that is something that you said I thought was really powerful is the spam rate. You know, people don't realize that how many. I mean, I know that I have an email system on my website that I built. Now, I don't have a double opt-in, so I know that most of the time they're probably not even seeing it. So, you know, and eventually, like you said, if I was to hit it enough, it'd probably block my IP address, and that's so powerful. And I love that it's that clean. And I have looked, I've seen it. I actually have the Revv system myself, and I've kind of been playing with it and kind of trying to get familiar with it. And I know that how much time and effort you guys have put into this thing, so it's pretty incredible. But I want to talk about the next thing I want to mention and talk about and have you kind of share about this is, okay, so now I'm on the Revv system and I'm out marketing it and things like that. What are some of the ideas for marketing the Revv system? What are some of the things that you might share that you've heard that people are doing or that have found success?
Don't sell. Don't sell. It doesn't work. You know, what we have found that has, you know, from our members that are using the system, and what works the best is, number one, go out and use the services for our network. Use the services. When you go out and use it, document that. Okay? Document it. And then use that as your marketing. If you're doing posts on Facebook or your social media, you know, any kind of those channels, you know, you're just sharing your experience with those people. And then, you know, you have a little call to action. You know, if you want more information, hit me up, let me know. And then when they request it, then you send them to your funnel, right? Because, you know, that's just obviously for social media. You know, if you have, you know, business cards or postcards and things like that, you're handing them out. Obviously, you want to funnel people through your capture pages, right? And so, you know, with like print marketing, if you're talking to somebody, you know, 3-foot rule. Everybody spends money. It doesn't matter who they are. It just doesn't matter. And so, you know, when you're going out and you're using the services for our network, like with our perks, if you're saving some money, talk to the person you're saving money with. Talk to your waiter. Talk to your, you know, whoever it is you're interacting with. They spend money. They're doing this, you know, we're all citizens, you know, we're all out there spending money. So why not share it? And then, you know, when you do share it, you send them to the funnel, because the funnel will bring them in and automatically, you know, set up the drip on it. but it also will send you notifications when they do opt in, so that you are aware of what's going on. So when someone opts in, you get a notification, a little text on your phone that says, hey, you got a new person that just opted in. Here's their phone number. Call them. Click. Hey, John, you just blah, 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 blah. And so it's like, it's that instantaneous.
Wow.
And,
That's awesome.
in this, in our day and age, everybody wants everything right now, right? And so our marketing has to be the same way. We got to be instant, like on Johnny on the spot. And so having those real-time notifications is paramount. It's super powerful.
And let's kind of just move into this next segment part of this. And I wanted to ask you. So now I'm building it. I've actually recruited. Maybe I've got my T3. I'm T3 status now, and I've got my 3 people in. And one of the biggest problems in network marketing is duplication, right? Like duplicating what I just did. So one of the things that I love what these guys have built and put together, and I'll let Brian tell you about it, is an incredible tool staying around the T3 principle. So helping you understand that. So I want Brian to explain this thing you just rolled out not too long ago. So we're talking about the ability to refer. So talk about that and get theirs.
Okay, so the referral program, it's powerful. We decided that we wanted to follow suit with what you guys at corporate are doing. The systems are duplicatable. End of story. Systems are duplicatable because at the end of the day, the Revv system doesn't care what your keyword is, and it doesn't care what your rNetwork ID number is. It's going to perform its duties when you market with it. End of story. So it's a duplicatable process. And so we decided to set up the referral program. So when you refer, so with rNetwork, you refer your 3, and you got the me and 3, the guarantee, right? And so if you refer those same 3 from your pen, then that order the Revv system as well, then your Revv system is also free. So you can get the entire tool set with the Revv system and duplicate in your team for free.
That's incredible, you guys. Just so you understand, as you bring in your 3, and this is the number we all focus on, get T3 qualified. Go out and get your first 3 people right on your team. Well, we want to teach them to do the same thing that you just did by bringing them on, by utilizing the system. So what he's done, what they've done is built the system so that you can get yours for free. And how do we do that? We get our T3, and then we teach those 3 to do the same. Get the system, start doing the same thing. And if we keep that duplication process happening, it's going to go nuts. And now they just added something even in addition to that that's even better. This, guys, is state of the art. This is incredible. I don't think I've ever seen anything like this in this type of system. I haven't seen everything, but I've seen a lot, but I've not seen this. So I want you to share with them what you just launched. It's super exciting, you guys. Wait to hear this deal.
Yeah. So we were really happy about this one. Matt and I have been digging around this one for a while now. And that's the rotator. It's actually a lead share rotator. So it's not just a rotator that's going to rotate your links and things like that. Those are a dime a dozen. You can get those for $5-10 online, whatever. This is a lead share rotator. And so the way this works is, and this is part of the Revv system, there's no additional cost for it, just comes with the membership.
But by the way, first let me just make a statement here.
Okay.
For them to roll out an enhancement like this that he's about to share with you, and then also to get 3, get yours free, those 2 enhancements, they could have easily said it's an additional $30. It's an additional $30 for each enhancement. And you guys, for $31 a month, this is ridiculous. Like, blows my mind. Go ahead, Brian. Sorry, I had to say that.
No worries, man. So the lead share rotator, the way it works is it does require that each participant has to have their own Revv system account. Okay. And the reason why we do that is, let's say that I sponsored you, Dave. Okay. And I have a Rev system. I refer you to the Rev system. You're one of my 3, you know, so I can get mine for free.
Yep.
And then I can take your ID number and put it into my rotator. Okay. Now what happens is I go out and I continue to market my website just like I always have. No different. It doesn't change anything. Okay. I go market my website, and the next person that opts in, okay, they're going to opt in on my page. They're going to get their confirmation email. As soon as they click on that confirmation email, now instead of it going to my confirmation page, it's going to go to my rotator and say, hey, Brian, is your rotator on? Yes, it is. Who's next? And it's going to send them to your confirmation page. So
Wow.
all of the links and all of the name and the phone number and everything on that confirmation page is yours. Okay. And then I get a notification on my phone that says, hey, Brian, John just opted in. Here's his phone number, but you shared this with Dave. Here's Dave's phone number. Call him so you can work together on that lead. Okay. And then you also get the notification. Now, that's the first part. The second part is all of the follow-up communications via text and via email come from you, because I shared the lead with you. It's your lead. So if they click on any of the links in the emails, you get credit for the referral if they sign up. Okay?
Wow.
So that's the first part of this. Okay. Now, which is super powerful, and it's all full transparency. I can look into my back office, and I have a new tab in my back office that says shared prospects. And it shows me the name of the person who opted in, and it shows me who I shared that lead with, so that I can, you know, monitor and I can track and I can manage my business. But then you, on your side, you're also going to be able to see in your list that I shared that lead with you, so you know who your leads are coming from. Okay.
Wow.
So that's the first part. Now, and that's super powerful in itself right there. Okay.
I would say so.
So, and the thing with the rotator is, when I'm building out my rotator, I don't have to just put my frontline people. I can put anybody in my downline organization into my rotator, and I can rotate leads to anybody as long as they have a Rev system account.
So let me ask you a question. So let's say I did that, right? So I put in a rotator, put the rotator in. I've kind of funneled some to these people, and now all of a sudden I've got a guy or a gal down here that I feel like I want to go help. Mm-hmm. And I can put, now I could change it and go put it in, and add her or him to it. And now it starts to rotate to that person, maybe take this person out of the rotation.
Yep.
Take in or out as long as you want, right?
You can take them in, you can take them out, you can even weight them. So like, let's say I have, 3 people in my rotator, and I want to give you 5 leads to everyone else in the rotation. I can add your ID 5 different times, and then you get 5 leads for each rotation.
Ah, gotcha. Wow. Okay.
So that's the first part, which is super, super powerful on its own, but we wanted to go one step farther. And so here's where it goes farther. Now, you have a Rev system yourself, okay? You're in my rotator, okay? Which means you have a rotator. So now let's say you have 3 people in your rotator. I go out and I generate a lead to come in, and you're next up. It goes, okay, Brian, your rotator on? Yes, it is. Who's next? Okay, Dave's next. And then it goes, okay, is Dave's rotator on? And yes, it is. Who's next in Dave's rotator? And it dumps that lead with that person. So that way I'm helping you to build your organization, and I'm helping that person to build theirs. So it's a team win-win, and it has a compounding factor on it to where, if you go out and let's say you only have 1 person in your rotator. If I go out and I'm rotating leads to you, every lead that comes through me goes to you, goes to them. Every lead you generate goes to them. So you just build that person, blah, move to the next, blah, move to the next, blah. Wow. And that's the compounding factor from everybody top down, as long as the rotator is set up.
Wow. I'm actually speechless because I didn't know that part of it. And I am just like sitting here going, that's incredible. Like, that it builds a behavior. I love the fact that what it's doing, it's building that team building behavior,
Right.
and not being an agreed factor, right? Or having to figure out a way that I can send so-and-so's link for them. And, this just eliminates all the hassle of that. Yep. And creates a system that you can plug your team into. Yep. Guys, and here's the other thing, and this is just, I'm not a tax accountant. I'm not going to claim to be, but I'm going to say this. This is a business expense. So if you were smart and you're running your home-based business, you would figure that out. And you would get with your accountant and figure out how you can take advantage of the Revv system and then any tools to put through your business. So pretty incredible. Let's see. Somebody just asked this question: does the blah sound effect come from the raw new lead? I'm not sure what they mean by that, but we'll skip that question. So
I think that's the wow. You can help someone out. Wow, help them out.
I guess the blah is what he's talking about.
Maybe
that's probably what he's talking about. Yeah, people are wowing it. That's pretty cool. So here's the thing. I have a question, or somebody had a question, and I think I know the answer, but I want to make sure that we answer this question for somebody. They said internationals cannot share savings. Any suggestions on what they can share? The way you've designed the landing pages, from my understanding and what I've seen, and cause I've seen them, explain a little bit about how each one's a little bit different, and the target's a little different. And by the way, you're planning to do some additional landing pages that are going to go in here for like fans and for other things that we've even talked about. Okay.
Correct. Yeah.
So maybe share a little bit about that.
Yeah. So, not everybody responds to the same type of marketing. Mm-hmm. And so, and there's a lot of different products and services that our network has. And, we're just getting started with this as far as the options for the funnels. Right now we have the two different funnels. We have the Smart Card Revolution one, which has the new updated videos, and I love that funnel. I love that. Every time I watch the videos, it's like the capture page one just drops you off at the right point to make you want to opt in to get more information. It's beautiful. I love it. Yeah. And so, but the Pioneer one, it focuses more about why we're taking action right now versus waiting, right? And building right now instead of waiting. Mm-hmm. Right. And so being that pioneer and taking that risk and moving forward and stuff like that. So we have another funnel right now that I'm in the works with. It's going to be called The Great Transition. I've shared with you like the first video and things like that. And I think it's going to be phenomenal. But it's going to talk more about, it's a transition of how we do business, what we do, how we, transact things. And, by moving over to our network and having more advantages over here versus traditional business, it's, so we're going to kind of focus that one on that. But then we're going to talk, we'll put one together for fans. We can put one together for our auto. We can put one together for our mobile, and have those specific focuses on those, because not everyone's going to see the big picture. Yeah. But they see that little picture that opens their eyes for the big picture. Yeah. And so, as we continue to expand the Revv system, all the funnels that we add, we're not going to increase the price. Everything's going to stay the same. It's just, at the end of the day, if we have 30 funnels and everything's rotating and blah, 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 cool, man. That's what we want. It's what we need, right?
You're now going to be known as the blah, blah, blah.
Also, hey, you know what? Bring it on.
Oh, that's awesome. That's incredible if you think about it. We may have lost him for a second. I think maybe his camera went off, but he'll come back on. I hope he is going to come back on.
I'm still we'll see. Can you hear me?
I'm sure he will be.
Can you hear me?
Guys, this is super exciting. And one of the things that I've been doing a lot of thinking of is we've got to create a system for the average person, right? So the person who needs that help in being able to share content, share information with people. And he gave a really, really great nugget earlier that I wanted just to recap on. I was hoping he was going to be on here to do it, is to be able to take the savings or the success that you've had. And maybe, as I've mentioned, don't mention the name of the company. Do it very curiosity. Go out there and you mention how you've saved money with your private concierge, and you just love the fact that your phone bill went from $300 to $100 a month, whatever it is. Or you bought a car and the car saved you $3,000 through my concierge service. So whatever it is, and you're sharing that, and you're getting people to say, well, what is it? Now you can send them the funnel link rather than just saying, oh, this is what it is. And now you're telling them, and they're like, oh, that's cool, but yeah, thanks. No thanks anyway. This really creates something pretty special. So hopefully we can get him back on. So I'm sure he'll be back on in a second. We'll give him a little bit longer here. But I just wanted to kind of let you guys hear from Brian and help you understand the system, because there's so many people out there that have actually asked me about it. And rather than me telling you, I figured it'd be best to have Brian come on here and tell you. And looks like we got him powered back up again. So
did it come back on?
You're on now, man.
I don't know.
Hey, it's okay. I was just shooting the crap for a minute.
Cool.
But I was just recapping a little bit. But one of the things that I was telling him that it was really a gold nugget was the fact that you said, post your savings out on Facebook or share that with a friend. And then all of a sudden they go, well, where did you save the money from? You don't have to say rNetwork in your post. You just say, I saved $300 on my phone bill. Well, where'd you do that? Oh, my private concierge. Well, what do you mean? Here, let me send you this link. So I love that transition, because that's exactly what I think you can use this for. So there's a question about the internationals, or what do we share? Well, the different funnels is what he was talking about before he went out, is that he's building these different funnels for different reasons and different things. And so understand that if you've made money in rNetwork, you've got a success story. If you have taken the leap of faith with rNetwork, you have a success story. And what I mean by that is you can share other people's successes as a post or as talking to other people and getting people to be interested. This isn't about marketing today. This is about utilizing the system. But what I wanted to make sure we answered why we got Brian is, one of the questions that somebody had was the texting on the outside of US. Mm-hmm. And then also, how many emails and texts does the funnel does the system do at each time? So
right. Okay. So for the texting outside of the United States, the texting platform will only send text messages to US and Canadian phone numbers.
Okay.
And I've looked around to see if there's a way to do international, and it's not there yet. And so the way that I do have some folks that are international that are using the system, and they are able to receive the notifications from the Revv system. If they go out, they can get, if they're outside the US and they have an international number, but they have to get a virtual US number. And there's all different kinds of, apps that you can get on your phone for that. And I've had several people that have done that.
Let me ask that question on that. Why we're on it? I just want to lose that. Sure. Is if I get a Google number, is that something that would work for somebody internationally, or are you is there other types of numbers?
I haven't heard of anyone using Google, like a Google number outside the US. I've had a couple people, I can't remember the name of the app, but it was an app on your phone that you can get in the App Store. And virtual US numbers are like, $3-4 a month, something like that.
But there's a way to get a number somewhere.
Correct. But as far as international prospects, they're not going to receive the text messages, obviously. Right. And so, but the system does still work internationally with the email notifications. That works just fine. And so anytime there is someone who opts into the page and confirms their email address, we trigger out those notifications via email and text. So that way people outside of the US can still utilize the system for sure.
Now they can go to the revvsystem.com or it's just revvsystem.com. I put it on the screen there, guys. Mm-hmm. They can go there and then go down, I think scroll down a little bit, and you guys can go in there and actually read the different emails, right? The sample emails that you're sending out.
Correct.
Okay. Yeah, there's what they've done.
Yeah, there's we put everything out there, so you can see all the text messages that go out, and the schedule with those, and then all of the emails that get triggered out and the schedule with those. I think there's like 7 or 8 emails that are triggered out over a 3-week period of time, and then there's the text messages. There's less of those, but they're spread out over the 3-week period of time too. And the reason why we do less text messages is because the text messaging is the most responsive form of marketing there is, right? And so we don't want to be sending them an email or a text every other day or every day, because they're going to end up saying, "Stop, I'm done." You know, and we don't. It's responsive is good, but it can also be bad if you're doing too much of it. And so we spread that out to where they get one text message each week for 3 weeks after the initial opt-in.
Okay, that's awesome. So let's see what other questions we got. Maybe let's go ahead and do it. We're going to go ahead and open up for a Q&A for a second. And let's see here. Once you have their number, you can use WhatsApp to chat with them live if you're on it. Okay. So if you have any questions, go ahead and drop in the comments, you guys, if you have questions about anything. While I've got Brian on here. And then maybe, Brian, we could figure out what app that is that we could put out there for people. Maybe we can get on the App Store. I'll see if I can figure it out. And we could drop it in on Rise Up here so people could know how to do that. Because we've got a lot of people. Yeah, it's $31 a month is the cost. And like I said, guys, keep in mind you're in business. So for me, if I'm in business and I'm paying $31 a month, I'm going to write that sucker off. That's a cost. That's a cost of the company, right? So, and I'm going to definitely write that off. So now again, I'm not an accountant. Not telling you can or can't. I'm just going to put that disclaimer out there. So, okay. So Rev system. Okay, got that one. Okay, I just want to make sure I didn't miss any. He's trying to find the app for you guys. If we could figure it out, we will, and we'll get it. Okay.
I could dig back. I can dig back through my emails as well, because I did talk with a member that was in. It was at the very beginning when we launched this the Revv system back in August, and he was in Germany, and he sent me the actual name of the app that he used, and it worked perfectly for him. We'll
find it. We'll get it out there. And I'd be curious, maybe we could try a Google number. I don't know if that would work or not. It may. I mean, I have a Google number because, I have all these rNetwork people that want to call me. So I say I set up a number so they can call me. So I call my cell phone all the time. Let's see. But I don't know if that would work or not. So let's see. Make sure here. So I get gifted a lead through the rotator, and I get gifted. I can gift that lead to somebody else on my team rotator. Ultimate pay it forward.
It's an automated thing. It's an automatic thing.
Okay, so they're just putting it in. Once it's in, it'll automatically do it for you. You don't have to be the one doing it necessarily, is what you're saying.
Yeah. So like if when
I'll do it one more time just to make sure they understand.
Okay. So the way the generational thing works. So if I'm the sponsor and I sponsored you, and then you have your rotator, okay, I generate the lead. It's going to automatically check my rotator and send it to you. It's going to automatically check your rotator and send it to that person and check their rotator. Once it hits that person, then it stops.
Okay, so it does it generously 2 generations, basically.
Oh no, it'll go 100 levels down.
So if everybody had a rotator on, and they wanted to rotate out, it could just keep going.
Yes.
Wow, that, you know what, guys, that's crazy. That's just nuts. I think it's incredible. What an incredible system already. Wow. Yeah. And I know he's working on, and we're working on some other ideas and things like that. I've thrown out some ideas to him, but but these guys are creative. I love everything that they're doing. Get in touch with these guys if you have questions. I know there's a chat or something on your site, right, that they can chat and ask questions about it.
Yep.
So make sure you go to the website. I'll put it up one more time for you guys. It's revvsystem.com. Really easy to find. Beautifully done. It's all the description of what you get for the money is all on the home page, so you can just scroll through and see everything that comes with it. So highly recommended it because people are having success with it. You've seen people in the chat. They're saying, hey, I've had success with mine. So the 3 and me, get 3 and get yours free. I mean, these guys have found a way to create a system that's a plug and play for your team. So as you bring people on your team, let's set them up for success the best we possibly can. And this is a great way to do that. Absolutely. So anyway, just want to do that. Okay, what has been the success of Revv System to sign up charter members? Well, that's what he just shared, is that maybe you can share some of the success that you've heard people talking about with you or sharing with you if you've had people do that. I'm sure.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it goes multi-generational. We've had folks that have, they sign up for the system, they go out and I think that the key thing is it doesn't work if you don't work it. You have to use it.
You mean I actually have to do something with it?
You actually have to do
bring leads.
Exactly. It's a tool. I mean, if you're a carpenter and you have a hammer and you drop it off at the job site and you come back and the house isn't built, are you going to be mad at the hammer? I mean, you have to use the tool. And so, folks that are out there in their marketing and they're putting it out there and they're following up. I mean, that's the key thing. I mean, you have to look at the Revv system as a tool. It's not going to do everything for you, right? Yeah. This is a people business.
Yep.
The Revv system is simply a tool to help keep you connected to the people that we're going to be doing business with. And, relationships still have to be fostered. We still got to build that. We still got to get on the phone and build rapport and, the whole 9 yards. If you take the people out of it, there's no business. There's nothing there. And so it really comes down to, we have a lot of folks that use the system. Actually, I have one guy that just signed up on the 3rd of December. He did like 1 or 2 posts on Instagram and he's had over 50 opt-ins.
That's awesome.
In less than 10 days. And wow. So, it's, so yes, to answer your question, there are people that use the system, they sign up their charter members, and then that charter member comes in and signs up for the Revv system. And, and we can see that because of the referral program. Since the launch of the referral program, I mean, we've already got close to 25 people that are qualified to have their system for free.
Wow.
So you can see that and we have these reports where we can see it's generational. And so does it work? Yeah. End of story. It works if you work it.
I have to agree. I mean, you can have the most beautiful website. You can have the most beautiful landing pages and funnel system put together. But if you don't have traffic to them, and I know John Johnson just did this training about driving traffic to your funnels, to your landing pages, to your websites or whatever. And you should go plug into that training so you can learn what he was talking about. John is extremely knowledgeable when it comes to marketing. And all I'm going to say is, guys, the other thing you can do is you can use it to, like he just said, create a post, put it on Facebook and get people to drive them to your deal or Instagram or whatever. And I mean, you have a link, right? It's a URL. It's counted towards you specifically. But somebody was just saying, I just wanted to ask you, somebody just said, thank you, Brian. We have R3. That's awesome.
That's awesome.
It's killer. So something good to know is that Brian already confirmed through a private chat, if a charter member doesn't have the system, but they have 3 in their personally sponsored charter member have it, the charter member can sign up and those 3 were already in, would still count towards their 3 and free. Wow. That's talking about losing your life in the betterment of others. These guys, these are just, I have to publicly say, first of all, this guy right here, upstanding, he's on top of it. He's on it, and he's not on it for his own good. He's on it to make sure that it's what we want as a company, but also what you need as an individual to be successful. So I want to publicly thank you for that, because
Appreciate that.
I'm just trying to look this up. I just saw it and it moved. And a little text thing did. Oh, they were asking how many texts. Oh, one said, so I can send out 3,500 texts a day.
Okay, so if you have 3,500 opt-ins, absolutely.
And you got 3,500 texts going out.
That's it. You know, so the Revv system does not give you the ability to import leads into the system. Okay, and the reason why we set it up that way is because of that IP range. Again,
yeah.
Because if we allowed everyone to just import their list, we don't know where that list came from. They didn't request information from the Revv system. And so that would make us spammers, right?
Yep.
And so then our spam rating goes up, we get blocked, and it ruins it for everybody that's using the system. So
yep.
the only way to have people come into the system is through the capture pages or using that keyword. That's it. It's the only way it's going to be.
I love that you're doing it that way, actually, because it becomes a legitimate tool
Yes.
that is not going to get banned from something.
Correct.
And second of all, you guys, is that we're just doing it the right way. I mean, let's be honest. There still has to be. I love the fact about your follow-up coaching on that, is that it without the human connection, there you don't have anything. You can get as many people into the funnel and as many people sign up, but if there's no human connection and you're not teaching these people how to now go duplicate the system, get their T3 status, get their power 3 rank. I mean, if you're not doing that, none of this matters. It's going to fall apart. They won't stick around. But we've got to teach the duplicate system. And I love this. It's just a piece to that to make it just that much smoother. So I love that. I love the idea. That's freaking killer.
You made a really good point right there, Dave, that I want to kind of follow up on here, is that, the Revv system is just, it's a part of the funnel. It's a part of the process. So if you have your whole funnel, we're only like a piece of that funnel.
Yeah.
You still have to do other things within that funnel. And that, number one is driving traffic, but number two is you got to be engaged. The system is going to do its set of instructions. When people opt in and when the interactions happen, then, the system is going to do its job. Mm-hmm. But you as the marketer still have to do yours.
Yep. You still got to do it. And you know what, guys, you want to, especially if they've gone through this and they come out on the other end and nobody follows up with them. You just, like, seriously, you missed the whole point of this.
Yep.
All we're doing is literally funneling them into a place where they can make a decision. And it's either really a yes or a no by this point, because if they've gone through the presentation, because let's help people understand, because we didn't cover this part. There's a landing page video. Maybe you did, and I didn't catch it, but landing page video that's sent first. Second is then they opt in and they get the presentation video.
Correct.
And the presentation kind of covers what it is, the cost, and just kind of a little bit of the whole thing, right?
Correct. Yep.
Okay. Yep. So just understand that, guys, that both funnels and any funnel he adds is having that same system: the landing page, the presentation, and so on. So go to revvsystem.com. Check it out and read through, ask questions through the chat, and they'll be there to support you. These guys are on it. They're 24/7. I mean, they have to sleep, but they're practically 24/7 doing stuff. I mean, the guy runs fast. I'm trying to keep up with him, and it's like crazy how fast these guys produce things, and more importantly, is just take care of the people. And you just had somebody give you big kudos and compliment that they felt like that since they worked with you in the beginning, it's nothing been but up front, and you're all for rNetwork. So it's really cool. Thank you for having the best customer service. They said everyone said how quick you respond. Okay. Getting Rev system sound. Okay. Yeah, so it's really fast. I mean, once you sign up, I mean, you're legitimately into the system and you can log in, right?
Yeah, so so as soon as you order your account, it'll take you to the login page, and then when you log in for the first time, I think there's like 4 or 5 setup steps, and they're super easy. It's just what's your name, what's your email address, what's your rNetwork ID number, who's your sponsor in our network, and what's their ID number, and then that's it. And then once that's done, all of the capture pages are all live. The keyword is active on the texting platform, and you can go to work. Everything is done. You don't have to build anything. You don't got to write nothing. Just plug it in and go. That's it.
It's crazy, guys. I'm telling you, it's crazy. Just because to have this literally as a done-for-you system, it really is. I recommend it, and I would definitely consider it if you can. Ryan, thanks, man. Thanks for hopping on here, because I know there's a lot of people that are going to see this and or who have already been on here that have the Revv system, and this may have been something to help them. I did want to mention one last thing, you guys, and that is that don't be afraid that if you know what you're doing, you can run some Facebook advertising and driving traffic to your funnel. You can do that. There are ways of doing it. John Johnson has in his file section, he has some example advertisements that I noticed that he has already written up that you can utilize as a ad to run on Facebook and drive traffic to your funnel. So don't stay distracted.
Here's another thing real quick on that same note. Actually, I just got done with this morning, is we actually added the Facebook meta tags onto the capture pages. So now if you share your link on Facebook, it'll actually show a picture and it shows your name on there. It'll say proudly sponsored. I can't remember what the wording was. Proudly offered by your name, and it has your link on there. And so it all looks professional now. It doesn't just show like a dead link anymore.
Wow.
So, yeah.
That's awesome. That's huge, you guys. Just so you know, that's freaking huge. So that's awesome, Brian. Everybody's just like, this is the bomb. So super pumped, and thanks for taking the time today to share with the field a little bit about what this is really about as a whole. And I appreciate everything you're doing. Thanks for your partnership in this. It's been awesome to work with you. So we look forward to a long relationship. So
absolutely. Well, thanks for having me, man. I really appreciate it.
All right, guys, stay true to it. Get out there and rock and roll. We'll be seeing you guys soon. See ya.
Take care.